Hey everybody, welcome to our Monday night team call. I am going to share with you a few ideas or tips for creating some free content for the holidays. And we're going to talk a little bit about the benefits of maybe why you would want to do that, as well as where the content can come from and what the heck that you're actually supposed to even create or how you can do that. And it's not going to be as hard as you think. So we're going to dive right in and first talk about the benefits of creating this free content, because a lot of times I feel like we put all this work into creating content and then we give it away and we don't necessarily see the benefits of that. Whereas what we actually want to happen is we create this content, we continue to foster relationships with people, and that turns into more challengers, more coaches on our team, the ability to help more people, which we talk about all the time. So the real three benefits that I see for creating this content are, number one, you can keep your current challengers engaged. So a lot of times we have challengers that are so excited to get started whenever they, start their journey. But then they get in our challenge group and maybe they post for a while and then they kind of fade into the background and we forget about them. So this has been a goal of mine to re-engage with all of the challengers in our group, because we have 80 something people in our challenge group and maybe 20-ish logging and posting every day, which is a small percentage. So that means that there are people in there who were not staying as close in contact with, and maybe they need something that we could give them had we known what it is. So creating this free content that you can send an email to them is a way for you to stay engaged with those people. Second benefit, you can reconnect with your follow-ups by sending them this free content. If you don't already use our follow-up system, which there is a video on this in our team call and on our YouTube team page, if you don't already use that follow-up system, you can start with this and use free content as a way to re-engage with people that you followed up with before or that you've intended to follow up with about being a part of our challenge group or being a part of coaching, and you can lead that conversation with something beneficial and free from you, because there's no harm in sending someone something free. Although I know we've talked about this before, and Heather's mentioned, sometimes you send someone a message with hey, here's this recipe I found, and they're like, stop talking to me, and you can't help those people. Just maybe scratch them off your list. But anyway, so the third benefit kind of goes along with that, and it's starting something new for 2020. Maybe creating this free content is something that will jumpstart your business in 2020, and you want to start collecting emails. Maybe you throw that in your Insta story and you talk about the fact that you are thinking about sending, a monthly email tip of the month or tip of the season, or, whatever you want to create. And you can start that, in 2020, but use the holidays as your launch pad. So those are some benefits to doing this. Secondly, I want to talk to you guys about where this content even comes from. And I really came up with 3 places that you already know about, but maybe you forgot. So the places that this content comes from: number 1, the Beachbody blog. And I'm going to pull up and show you guys really quickly, in case you are not aware of all of the free content that is available to you on Beachbody On Demand through the blog. So I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see this. Okay, so up here at the top, it says workouts, nutrition, blog. So I'm just going to click on blog. And then you can type in anything, or even in the search bar. A lot of times they have things up here at the top that are applicable to now. So 11 tips to avoid holiday weight gain. I could just type in holiday in the search bar. And here's a bunch of free content that you can use to send to people that give you their email, or current challengers, or whatever. So keep that in mind. anywhere that any other blog, any kind of place that you go for content, or someone that has tips and tricks that you like, that you want to modify or share, you can totally use that content. It's called the internet and it's free. Just credit those people. So if I ever include something like this in an email or in a blog, I always make sure I put where it's from, just to give credit where credit is due. Like, I didn't come up with these recipes. I didn't come up with these weight loss tips. They're from an article. Okay, so that's the first place, the Beachbody blog. Huge resource. Okay, second place, your own brain. And we're going to do a little like brainstorming activity about this, but I put it as number 2. So your own brain, what do you already know that you can give to others? Helpful tips, doesn't necessarily even have to be about fitness, doesn't necessarily have to be about the holidays, but it can be. Maybe you are in search of a particular type of tip because you're doing something for the first time this holiday that you haven't before. Maybe you're a new mom and you've never done like holiday with a baby, or maybe you are hosting your family for the first time and you've never cooked for more than 4 people at once. And in finding things that you need and doing your own research, you can then share that with other people who are going through the same things as you. So use your brain. Okay, what do you already know that you can give to other people? Maybe you're like a pro gift wrapper, or you know places to like get your gifts wrapped for free. I don't know. It can be any tip or trick that you want. Use your brain. Third place that you can find content would be our current challenge group. Again, coaches are posting in there every single day of the week. You can borrow that content and put it in an email and send it out to people. That's allowed, totally allowed. You can even say in your email, all of these tips are coming from our challenge group. Love for you to be a part of that community, but here's a glimpse into like what it looks like. You can do that. Use our challenge group. And a lot of the things that come from our challenge group, you guys, come from the Beachbody blog. Don't know if you knew that, but they do. So you can always use the content that's already in there for you. Okay? Okay. So let's go back to using your brain. And we're going to brainstorm here really quickly. I started to do it, but I'm going to do a couple more while we're on this call. And if you're watching the recording, you can always pause, do the activity, and then watch the rest. So where does this content, how do you come up with it, right? You don't just sit down to write and you're like, I have 1,000 ideas. A lot of times it helps to brainstorm what you're going to talk about. So when it comes to the holidays, I wrote down 3 categories to brainstorm. The 3 categories are, what do you love about the holidays? What do you hate about the holidays? And what do you need help with for the holidays, you personally? Okay, so if you can think of 3 things for each of those categories, now you have 9 ideas. And you could narrow it down to 1, or you could use all 9 in an email, or you could choose 1 of each, whatever it is. But now you have 9 ideas about what you could find content on related to fitness or health or unrelated. Totally up to you. Again, the benefit of creating content or an email or a PDF or something that's related to this is that it gives you the opportunity to provide free content and reconnect with people to foster those relationships. Remember, especially in Beachbody, we're in a relationship building business because people want to work with you when they trust you. And they trust you when you give them good advice. Makes sense. So thinking of things that you love about the holidays. I started with that. That's as far as I got. So I'm going to do the other 2. I'm going to think of some. So I wrote, I love spending time with my family. Off the top of my head, that means that because I travel, I want to spend as much time with them as possible, but I want to get my workouts in. So maybe I could find some tips or find a blog or find an article about how to get your workout in when you're trying to spend time with your family. Times of day that might be good, length of time, working out from home so you don't have to leave your family and go to the gym and then come back. Okay, so all of that came from, I love to spend time with my family during the holidays. Pretty simple. Okay, things that I hate. I'm going to put I do not love. Okay, I do not love the fact that, I'm just going to put traffic or busy airports, really busy airports because we fly. So I'm going to put busy airports, and then maybe talk about ways to reduce stress when you travel, or recommend some podcasts that are uplifting. Maybe you could listen to an uplifting podcast while you're walking through the airport to kind of block out everyone else's craziness. That might be something I could do. Make a list of my favorite podcasts, stuff to listen to on the plane, stuff like that. And then things I need help with. I almost put I hate, but I decided I'm just going to save it for this. So I need help with, my family does this at least. Everyone bakes like cookies and candy and chocolates and things like that. And then we go to our family gathering and it's just out all day from like 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. All this unhealthy, snacky food. And it's all, bite-sized stuff. You don't have to go cut a piece of cake. It's like, oh, these little chocolate dipped pretzel things with an M&M. And then you eat like 30. I need help with that. So maybe what I'm going to write down is all day snacks. So if I need help with that, I could find some recipes for healthy snacks that you could make and bring to your holiday gathering. I could write some Shakeology recipes that will help keep you full. If you eat before you go to your family gathering, then you won't be grazing. I could write about the importance of staying hydrated and making sure that you drink enough water so that you're full and not boredom eating. Okay. So these are just simple suggestions. If you guys think of 3, so I started my list here: I love, I don't love, and things I need help with. Then I'm going to have 9 ideas to create this content. Last thing I want to share with you guys is, where can you create this? Like, you have these ideas, but do you just type them out in an email and then it looks like a novel and someone opens that and they're like, I don't want to read this? Better ways to do that. And some of you guys already do this. You can use Google Docs. You can make it look pretty. You can add a graphic. You can do whatever you want. And then you can save it as a PDF and then send that PDF in an email. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I get an email and it's super, super long, if I'm not prepared to read a long email, I just close it and figure I'll come back to it later. And a lot of times I don't. But if I open an email and it's a PDF, I'm like, oh, when I click on the PDF, I know I'm going to be reading something that's a little bit longer. So I'm mentally prepared. It sounds silly, but I swear this is how people's brains work. The second place you could create is on Canva, because you can create PDF like poster size graphics, and there's a lot of area to write. There are templates already there that you can use. You just have to plug in your content, which is a great way to do that as well. This is by no means mandatory for you guys to do, but creating an email list is something that I used to do, and I've gotten really far away from it. It's not hard, and if I schedule it once a month, if I put it on my calendar and I prepare for it, then I think that that's a way that I'm going to be able to generate more business, because I can also promote our challenge groups, or I can promote like coaching sneak peeks in these emails. And then that's a bunch of people that I'm going to be reaching out to at least once a month that I maybe haven't been doing. So it's going to start for me with this kind of free holiday content. It's an easy time of year to do that anyway. Maybe you could even find, like, I know Beachbody comes out with this every year, so you could just swipe literally the whole article, like best gifts for fitness people. Oh my gosh, I'm sure there are 1,000 of those blog lists out there. You can make your own. You could do whatever you want. You could create your own like holiday workout calendar and use all Beachbody workouts. Whatever you want to do. It doesn't have to be something specific, but if you would use it, then your people will use it, right? Because the whole goal is to connect with people who are like-minded to you. So keep that in mind as well. And I want you guys to work on your lists this week. I might post it in our team page and have you guys just drop like your ideas. So then we kind of create this conversational flow of content 3 things you love about the holidays, 3 things you hate about the holidays. And if you don't have 3, hopefully you have 3 things you love. If you don't have 3 things that you hate, then think of one. And then 1 thing you need help with. Even if you can't, or 3 things you need help with. Even if you can't expand into how that could become content, that's okay, because that's why we have a team and everyone is, here to help you. Maybe something you hate about Christmas or about the holidays is like the music. If you hate Christmas music, like that's on you, but maybe we could figure out a way to create content from, that idea. So anyway, that's all that I have for you guys tonight. I feel like I talked very quickly, so I'm sorry about that. Any questions, comments, things related to anything that we just talked about or not?
I don't have anything. Sounds
Cool.
like a plan. I'm ready to think about some ideas.
Cool, me too. Jamie, anything?
No, sorry, I wrote a lot of stuff down.
Cool. Yeah, sorry, I was talking really fast. But yeah, this is being recorded, so you can always go back and revisit it, and I'll post it on our team page as well. But yeah, something easy for us to do. You guys both, Jamie and Heather, you guys both send stuff out like this anyway. I feel like you provide a lot of great content as is, so maybe this could just be an addition or something short or something that you just send out for the holidays, whatever. I might even just send this out, whatever I create, I might just send it out to like all my family members. I mean, like, they're not all on social media, like my aunts and my cousins and whatever, because we can't just use, like tips for the holidays. And then it wouldn't be weird because I'm like sending a Christmas, email. I don't know. I haven't decided, but it's always worth the effort because you never know, right?
Did you say you use a email list? Like,
I used to. So I used to keep all my emails in it. It's called MailChimp, like monkey MailChimp.
MailChimp. Yeah, I got it, but I really couldn't figure out how to do it, so I just have it sitting there in an app on my phone doing nothing.
You know what? Then that's what I'm going to do next Monday for a team call is like how to use MailChimp, because I'm going to have to refresh my own memory, but I still have my account. So I could go in there and you can even see like who opens your emails and like how many times they view it. And that's pretty cool information. So I'll definitely do a call on that. It just is kind of annoying at the beginning because you input, right? Like our emails, same as like you would do for My Connection Builder, which is like exhausting to think about doing all that again.
Yes.
But yeah, I can do a team call on how to use that, especially if you just have people that you're going to be emailing this stuff to. But if you guys already use My Connection Builder, then you can just use that. But
so I have like it on like contacts on Google.
Mm-hmm.
And I have them like labeled like all Beachbody like section, and I put it in BCC.
Mm-hmm.
So is that not what you recommend?
Oh, you can do that. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a simple way, especially if you have them in like a group. Okay. That's really easy. Anytime that I send you guys stuff or like my nutrition email, which I'm actually working on for November because I'm behind, I put everybody into BCC. Yeah, that's what I do. Okay. And I'll talk about it next week.
Okay.
But the benefit to MailChimp, like I said, is that you can have as many lists as you want, like anything. You can schedule all your emails. You can see exactly what they're going to look like. You can create literally from templates, like a newsletter type email. So you wouldn't have to do it in Canva. You could just do it in the email. Like I said, you can see who views it, who never opens it, who opens it multiple times. Like that kind of information is more helpful from a business mindset. But for simplicity's sake, like, doing it from Google or My Connection Builder is pretty easy. So,
okay.
I think, and again, I'm going to have to go back and look, but if you export your contact list from Google, into like Excel, then you can upload that to MailChimp automatically and everyone will be entered. So that would be much simpler. And I think there's a way to do that, but I would have to, I'm going to look into it. So.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, you guys. Well, have a good night. And hopefully this was helpful. It will be uploaded to our team page tomorrow.
Great.
Bye, guys. Good night.
Bye.